Most home sellers have no idea they're swimming with predators until it's too late. In today's market, it's not just about selling your home. It's about protecting your equity from what I call the home selling sharks, which are costly mistakes and bad advice and agents who are just simply, they're not equipped to fight for you. And if you're an empty nester sitting on 20, 30 years of equity, it's not just a home sale for you. It's your retirement, it's your future, it's your freedom on the line. One wrong move and you could lose tens of thousands of dollars and you can't get it back. So today I'm going to talk about how to avoid the sharks, sell smarter as well. And I'll be talking all about this and delving into each shark in depth at my next home seller seminar live here on YouTube. If you're in my area, just come to Fort Washington, Pennsylvania. Local viewers and online viewers who RSVP will get copies of both of my books in the mail, signed copies. So you gotta come, futurehomesale.com. Now, what's the problem? Over the past decade, I've been taking hundreds of clients through my process. Now, empty nesters are my big bulk of my clients who have decades of equity in their homes that represent one of their largest assets, okay? These people who need every penny from the sale to move into retirement communities, downsize, or simply enjoy their golden years. But here's what separates my successful clients from the thousands who get eaten alive by the sharks. My clients, they understand that selling their home wasn't just about putting a sign in their lawn and hoping for the best. They know they needed a listing-based realtor, one with a listing-based business. You see, my clients embrace what I call the model home mindset. It was in my book, Model Home Mindset. Because growing up, I spent countless hours in model homes with my father. He was a custom home builder. Those homes weren't just houses, they were perfectly staged dreams. Every detail was intentional. Every room told a story. And that's exactly how my hundreds of successful clients have approached selling their homes. And the results? My clients consistently sell faster, for more money, and with less stress than the typical home seller. That's why you should come to my next seminar, which is on Wednesday night from 6:30 to 8 at futurehomesale.com. But most home sellers, they're swimming with the sharks. They don't even know it. And that's why I'm doing these seminars, to explain to you. I do them 3 times a year live. So what are these sharks? Let's reveal them, okay? So what are they doing? What are the ones that are lurking around in your house right now? Let me introduce you to them, the top largest equity-eating sharks. And it's all in my book, Home Selling Sharks, which you'll get a copy of if you come to my seminar, live or online. The first shark is the realtor shark. It's the biggest, nastiest, money-eating shark of them all. Because when you hire the wrong realtor, maybe a friend or family member, or someone you just got their license last month, why would you do that? Why would you hire someone like that? Would you hire a friend who just became a doctor to perform your heart surgery on you? Of course not. Yet people hand over their largest asset to someone with minimal experience all the time. I see it happen all the time. I'm going to delve all the way into this one at the Home Seller Seminar. Go to futurehomesale.com. And if you can't make it to the seminar, I've done many videos about this topic. Shark number 2, the inspection shark. Most sellers, they think they need to wait until after they have a buyer to discover what's wrong with their home. But it's too late. That's when the buyers demand thousands of repairs or walk away entirely. They expect you to pay $10,000 for a repair that we could have gotten done for $4,000 if we knew about it beforehand. That's why we do pre-home inspections for every listing we do. It's the second shark, it's a big one, and most people don't do it. I know of realtors like, oh, that's a great idea. Of course it is. It's not that you do the home inspection, it's that you know how to use it and decide on what repairs to do. That's where the shark lies in there. Getting the inspection is only a little bit of it. You need a real deal realtor to dissect the whole inspection for you and tell you which ones you should do or not to do. Shark number 3 is the photography shark. I call it the photo shark, whatever. Since 99.9% of buyers start their search online, bad photos kill your chances before anyone even sees your home in person. That's why we'll delve into this one at the seminar. We'll show you all different kinds of photos that we use that show there's a difference, that differentiate you from the competition. And you say competition? Yeah, there's going to be more competition coming out. More inventory is going to start coming out. You better be ready for it. Shark number 4, the staging shark. What are you going to be doing to differentiate your home from the others? I find sellers, they paint the wrong colors, they make upgrades that they don't add value whatsoever, and have clutter everywhere, and they don't know where to start. That's why you should come to the next seminar to learn this at Future Home Sale. I've done several videos about this. Just register now and I can show you before and afters of how I transformed many homes. Shark number 5, the marketing shark. Now, poor marketing. I did a whole video on this a few weeks ago. Poor marketing keeps your home invisible to buyers. Most realtors don't spend a dime advertising your home. They put it in the MLS and they hope to make this thousands of dollars, and they spend no money and they have no experience, and they just shouldn't be listing houses. There should be a rule against this. There should be a rule against people listing homes that don't have any experience. I see it all the time. It makes my stomach go, eh, eh. Shark number 6 is the pre-marketing shark or the coming soon shark. What happens if there's no buzz or no excitement around your listing coming on the market? Well, there's no real coming soon strategy. They'll put the word coming soon on a banner. That's not coming soon strategy. They stick a sign in the lawn that says coming soon and put it in the MLS that says coming soon, and they pray. What are they doing between the time that they put the home on the market and they actually have the showing start? What's happening during those 1, 2, or 3 weeks? That's what makes a difference between a real deal realtor who knows how to fight sharks and the traditional realtor. Shark number 7. This is a big one. It's a pricing shark. If your home is overpriced, it'll sit forever. Or maybe you've underpriced it, so you leave money on the table. You don't want to do anything like that. You want to price your home within 3% of the market value. And that's what the coming soon period is so important. It gives you an idea of where that market value is. That's what's so keen about the coming soon time. Knowing a feedback about the price before it goes on the market is so key. What it does is it manages expectations, knowing during this coming soon period where you can test the price. It just manages it, your expectations, and that is half the battle towards the stress of having your home on the market. And then we have number 8, the showtime shark. You need a strategy for the crucial first weekend when the motivated buyers are looking. You need a strategy for that. I'll say it again. You need a strategy for your showing day. This is your debut. You spent months getting your house ready for sale. The photo day is the big day where you're going to get those awesome photos, and then you have showtime a few days later where people start coming in because it's been marketed so well, because you got the eyeballs of the buyers who were looking and you had footsteps coming through the door, and then you have an offer. Like, how is that process managed? We're going to go over that on the seminar about the sharks. There's more sharks, guys, but each one of these sharks can cost you thousands, but together they can just devastate your sale. Imagine not managing these sharks. Oof. What's the solution? The solution is hiring the real deal realtor. Now, you may be thinking, Diane, this sounds very terrifying. How can I protect myself? Well, it's simple. What you need is a real deal realtor. I don't just mean anyone with a license. I prefer somebody with a broker's license, someone who embodies that real expertise. What does that look like? I'll share with you my foundation approach, which is all in my Model Home Mindset book. And it's an acronym, F. F is for focus. A real deal realtor focuses on your needs above anyone else's. The first thing they do when they meet with you is they sit down at the table and ask you what's important about selling your home, and maybe spend 15, 20 minutes of going up. What does it look like? What does it mean for you? Everyone's different. That's why I love my business. Everything is different. Every time I meet with a client, it's a different experience. If they don't do that with you, sharks will be coming. Okay, so working on the word foundation, and the O means open communication at every step. Your realtor needs to be openly communicating with you, and you need to openly communicate at every step. Don't hold back, because they can know when you're not telling them everything, and they won't really want to work hard for you. This is your partner. This is the person who's going to help you with your most valuable asset. Open communication is key. You is they understand the emotional journey you're on. They're empathetic. They're not only passionate about getting the job done for you, but they also understand what's important to you. And they understand what journey that you're on. Help you celebrate the wins. And understand when there's a problem that they take care of it for you. And never stop learning to serve you better. Your realtor needs to never stop learning. They're always learning, always calling you. Listen, in the shower, I always say this to my clients, in the shower I had this great idea. And they're like, oh my God, you think about me in the shower. Well, I'm just thinking all the time about what's going on. They're always learning. They always want to do better. D in foundation is they deliver results that exceed expectations. They're always exceeding your expectations. You're always like, wow, wow. Everywhere you turn around, there's wows. All those wows are sharks being punched. Buy shark, wow here, wow there. A is they adapt to changing market conditions. Something could change that day. Anything can happen in the world that changes the market conditions. Anything can happen in your neighborhood. They understand what's going on with all the listings in your neighborhood. All the realtors are in communication with all the surrounding realtors who have homes that are on the market, pending sales, or ones that have sold. They're respected in the community as well of realtors. The realtors know when the sign goes on the lawn with this realtor, it's going to sell. The T is they take responsibility for everything. I always take responsibility because I'm the one in charge. If anything isn't working, it's my fault. And the word I is innovating constantly. I always say you're always innovating, always thinking and changing things up and getting better. With every listing, they get better and better. That's why you're looking for a listing-based realtor, because they know how to fight the sharks, and that's all they do is listings. It's always in their head, thinking listing, listing, listing. How can I make it better process for my clients? And O, also always offering solutions. So offering solutions, not just listings. Here's what we can do. Here's what we can do for that. And N is nurturing lifetime relationships. Not only their client right now, but like tonight, I'm going out to a casino night with my best clients, 130 of my best clients. And we're going to the country club and we're gonna have a fun time. And I have a relationship with all my clients like that. I have my top 164 that refer me business every day. That's what they have. They have a referral-based business as well. But look, I get it. If you're an empty nester, this isn't just about selling a house, right? It's about closing a chapter of your life. Those walls in your home, they're decades of memories. They're your first steps, birthday parties, graduations, maybe even grandchildren visits. So a real deal realtor, someone like myself, understands that this is as much of an emotional journey as it is a financial transaction. That's very important. And that's why it's so important to divorce yourself from your asset so you can make better decisions. And that's what we talk about a lot about at the seminar, futurehomesale.com. Please come. So what's the winning strategy? Here's what my hundreds of successful clients understood that most realtors don't. One, you have to start earlier than you think, just a little bit earlier than you think you need to. Now you would think by watching all my videos, you would know that you need to start earlier than you think. How much earlier is that for you? I don't know. Come to the seminar, maybe you'll get some ideas on that. Two, you need to have a winning attitude. And so does your realtor, your partner, a real estate partner who wants to win, who likes to win for you. Very important. And number three, you need as many buyers' eyeballs looking at your listing online so they push that show me a home button, or else you'll have lots of views and no showings. You need footsteps, buyers actually walking into home to get an offer. My clients say, well, I had over 1,000 views on Zillow, but I don't have any showings. Yeah, well, you didn't do this, that, and that I told you to do. And guess what? Sharks, they won. They beat you. And most importantly, what you need, a listing-based realtor who specializes in listing homes, not someone who dabbles in selling homes while primarily focusing on buyers. You don't want someone dabbling and primarily focusing on buyers. You want someone who just lists home and they have a whole group of people. I have a buyer agent, Jackie. All she does, she takes the clients out and shows them houses, and I help do the negotiating because I am the real deal negotiator. You want a good negotiator on your team. So in my Model Home Mindset book, I have a method called the Homes Method. I'm going to share this with you. It's the same system that I've been using for hundreds of successful sellers, I'll say a couple thousands. H stands for honest assessment of your property's strengths and weakness. You have to be honest with yourself. If I walk in and I say, you got to lose this, do that, your sharks are going to eat you up. You're like, no. I'm like, yeah. So you have to be really, I have to look at this with another set of eyes. I know it's difficult. I have a hard time myself doing it for my house. Next, O is optimize staging to highlight your home's best features. Come on, guys. I had a great video on this about how to do all that. I have all the things about that, and I'm going to delve really deeply into that at the seminar. You've got to do some things. You can ignore what you need to do. Buyers won't look at your house. They won't even come see it. There's only so much I can do with AI. M for market analysis to ensure competitive pricing. You want to make sure you're competitively priced. Listen to your real deal realtor. Understand what they're thinking. Not that they're just trying to lowball your house. Price it lower to get more. Price it lower to sell. Price it within 3% of the market value. You don't need a negotiating room. That's what your real deal realtor is there for. The better you price your home within 3% of the value, the more people you have coming, the more offers you might get. And that first 3 or 4 days on the market is so important. And the E in homes is effective marketing to reach the right buyers. I talk a lot about that in my videos, and I have great stuff I'm going to go over at the seminar. And S, strategic negotiations to close the deal. You need a negotiator and someone who's strategic. That's why I just don't say negotiator, I say strategic negotiator who knows how to close the deal. But here's the key. This is something you do in a week before you list. This is a process that starts months, sometimes years in advance. I remember the model homes from my childhood. You remember when I talked about that? Well, they didn't become perfect overnight. Every detail was planned, every element was intentional, every room was designed to make buyers fall in love. That's why the room by room review, we're going to go through that at the seminar. Let's go to future home sale. So the model home mindset is what I'm talking about. It's approaching your sale with the same level of preparation and attention to detail that builders put into their showcase properties. And when you do this right, when you work with a listing-based realtor who truly understands the process, the homes process, magic will happen. You don't just sell your home, you command top dollar, sell quickly, you do it with minimal stress. This stuff, guys, really works. I have hundreds of clients who can give testimonials. As a matter of fact, tonight they're all going to be talking about me at my party because they all talk about how I made them do this and that, but they really enjoyed it. I've seen it hundreds of times. I know what's going on. So what's the negotiating advantage here? Negotiating is key. It's the expertise. It's a must-have of your realtor. The strategy for negotiations is very important. This is where average realtors separate from the real deal professionals. Because the negotiators, they create compelling narratives. They analyze all the angles and navigate emotional turbulence, which is very important because there's a lot of that. And they give value add just beyond the price. They anticipate objections and turbulence down the road, all the turbulence that could happen, and they secure the best outcome. That's what happens. Now, I recently had a client, Loretta. Some agent came in and said, here, I have a buyer, take $620 for her to give, she'll buy your home for $620. And she learned about me from our White Marsh Day. We have a community day here, and she wanted to talk to me about it. I came in, I said, listen, we need to stage this home and price it right. I would say $649.9, but we're gonna paint this, do that, and do that. Well, we had a buyer come in with an escalation clause up to $680, but I wasn't done yet. I kept pushing. I used my negotiating strategies. I created urgency and competition. That same buyer ended up paying $720. It's $100,000 more than their original offer. From this guy, she just sold it for $620 for some guy who knocked on her door and said, are you selling your home? That's why you need to come to my seminar, futurehomesale.com. And that's the difference between working with a realtor who just dabbles in listing houses or lists one or two a year versus working with a listing-based realtor who has a listing-based business and fights for every dollar you deserve. You deserve it. And when you work with a true listing specialist, someone whose business is built around selling homes, not just working with the buyers, the results speak for themselves. This stuff works, and I've proven it with hundreds of successful clients over and over again. So, before we go any further, I need to ask you two questions, two critical questions. Are you ready to differentiate your home from the competition? Because you're not willing to make your home stand out. If you think you can just throw it on the market as is and hope for the best, then you're going to become shark food, and you will not attract a realtor like me for sure. I don't list homes with a seller who's not willing to differentiate. That's what gives us the advantage. Why would I work for that person if we're not going to do something fun and we're going to have that winning attitude? And number two, question two is, are you willing to do what it takes? This process requires preparation. It requires making some tough decisions. It requires trusting expertise even when it's not what you want to hear, which is usually all the time. But if you answer no to either of these questions, then honestly, I don't think you're ready to sell, and that's okay. But don't waste your time or your money trying to. But if you answered yes to both questions, then you're ready for the next step. So what's the next step? Next step is to come to my seminar, of course, but also to schedule a professional room-by-room review. That's your next step. It's not just about prepping your home for sale, it's about putting a strategy in place that keeps more money in your pocket and helps you avoid the common and costly traps that catch the unprepared sellers. So this Wednesday, come to the seminar. This is where you start out. Live in Fort Washington or streaming on YouTube and Zoom. We're gonna dive deep to each one of these sharks and show you exactly how to fight them. The same strategies I've used successfully with hundreds and hundreds of clients. That's futurehomesale.com. Fight the home selling sharks. Just register for free. How do I do the room by rooms if you're not in my area? Simple, just do a video walkthrough. Did one today with Madeline. Hi, Madeline. And during this room by room, you'll learn the specific strategies that I've helped hundreds of my clients achieve incredible results. You'll also understand exactly what to look for in a realtor, specifically why you need a listing-based realtor with a listing-based business. Well, that's me if you're in Pennsylvania or New Jersey. I have my license in both areas. I'm a broker as well. Or someone else if you're in a different area. Let me help you find this person for you. Let me help you find a realtor in your area. I do it all the time. We're very successful and people love it. Most importantly, you'll leave a clear action plan for protecting your equity, ensuring your home sale is not just profitable, but emotionally stress-free. Go to futurehomesale.com right now to reserve your spot. It's completely free, but space is limited for the in-person event. And if you want to hear about one of my sharks in detail, the photo shark, check out this next video right here. It is so good. The real estate photo trap, how bad listing pics can kill your sale, or it could boost it by 7%. Don't fall into this trap. Trust me, the photo shark bite, that can cost you tens of thousands of dollars. Check it out now and subscribe for me, please. I'll see you on Wednesday evening live.